Welcome friends to day 5 of 30 days of sketches and when in doubt add sequins. So this is my layout for today, and then I found this photo of my mom. She was about 14 years old, almost 15, and the sketch today is from Amy Kettenbelt, and she's from Spoonful of Scraps. And so I just gathered some of the flowers. I had cut a title from Cricut, and then I realized the new In Full Bloom paper kit from Close to My Heart has the same colors, or at least close enough to the same colors, that I can use them in this heritage album for my mom. So I wasn't sure the spacing on these strips from the sketch, so I just made it up and did 2 inches, 2 inches, 1.5, 1.5, and then 3/4 inch. And then I'm kind of, you know, if you follow my channel at all, you know I like to dry fit things. And then I was going to add the leaves to see how to embellish, and I realized, oh, let's do the flowers. So I'm showing you here with my blending brush. I use Glacier ink, and just very lightly, I'm hardly pressing on this at all in the beginning, and then once the ink starts to disappear, then I add a little bit more pressure. And thanks to planning ahead, I did these other 2 flowers off screen, or actually last night, but I wanted to show you how I shaped them. So I take the back of my score tool, but you can take anything. You can take a bone folder, you can take your fingernail, you can even just take, you know, the side of a rounded tool and kind of just round over the edges, whatever works for you. And so that's how I make the flower shapes, and you're kind of stretching the cardstock, and that's what allows it to actually keep its form, is it kind of has a memory. So, and I'm just pulling up the centers of pulling up the leaves against the centers of the flowers so that they're down. And then I'm trying to have some, like a thread of some continuity in this album for my mom. So the colors kind of do that, but also the embellishments of the charcoal and pewter leaves and the lace edge there, the scallop lace. So I will actually probably need to cut some more of those pretty soon. But here I'm just folding my leaves. I'm just pushing down with my center finger and then pinching the cardstock up around my finger, so that just kind of gives them a little bit of interest. So now I've glued most everything down, including the title, and I went ahead and recut the word moments with the Cricut, because the first one I had, the font wasn't working right, and part of the O didn't show up, and then part of the N wasn't cut out at all, and so I just went ahead and recut it. Well, with this particular font, I think it needed backed, so I'm just grabbing some of this green stripe paper and putting it behind the words so that it doesn't get lost in the busyness of the pattern paper here from the In Full Bloom paper pack. And now I'm kind of looking at this. I backed the photo of my mom with that green stripe paper, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to keep it long, and as you can tell, I decided to go ahead and cut it off short. But I really like having that frame on it. I almost wish in hindsight I would have put a slate frame around it as well, but then I'm not sure if it would have been too harsh, so I don't know. I might go back and try that and see what works. So here I am ripping off the bottom of the paper, or yeah, of the base page, so that I can slip this striped green paper in behind, so it has that tattered look, because I think that was part of the sketch. It was kind of hard to see the sketch for sure, but I think that's what it was there. So then I decided I just wanted to use 1 scallop, so I'm cutting off the other pieces, and they will be used later. And then I'm making just this little banner up at the top. It kind of, I think in the original sketch, she tore more of the background paper and slipped underneath, but I just like the little banner with the lace on it. I think that, again, helps keep our theme throughout this album. So now I'm going to glue down these flowers and glue down, you know, add the leaves. And I realize after I place about 3 of these leaves that there's 5 of them in each set, and I'm only seeing 3 leaves. So I can start cutting them down and not lose the other 2 underneath. So that's exactly what I do here, is cut that apart, and then I take the other 2 and tuck it in a different place. So I'm just trying to stretch my leaves, not that I can't cut more, but you know, it's just the pragmatic person that I am. So I'm taking a look at the sketch, making sure that I've kind of covered all the elements, and I have. So now, when in doubt, add sequins. And just so you know, there'll be a link in my description. Rebecca has a sale going on with her sequins right now, so be sure to check that out. I think it's a 20% off. So I'm taking the avocado shimmer brush, and I kind of squeeze it a little to just get a lot of the ink to the brush tip. And then I'm just tapping it onto my page. And then I decided to use these loose gems, and they look like little mini diamonds. They kind of have a flat side, and then one side comes to a faceted point. And I realized that I put too many in this first flower. It didn't need to be quite as full as I had made it. So then I end up with this sticky glue all over my fingers. So it makes putting down the rest of these loose gems a little more of a challenge. I thought that I would have some spilling over around the leaves, kind of like you see pollen that I'm thinking like on lilies that you see pollen is dusted around where those flowers are. I was kind of using that same theory here with these loose gems. So between the back of the pickup tool and my sticky fingers, I do finally get more of these gems put down. If you haven't watched all of the first 4 days of these 30 days of sketches of mine, I do have a playlist that has just all of my 30 days, and I am doing all photos from my mom. I have over a couple hundred of photos, so I just randomly grab one box and am starting on it, and I happen to grab the box. I think it goes from 58 to 66. And she and my dad got married in 64, and it was kind of a surprise. Like, they went back, like, they got married and went home for Christmas. So they were in college together, got married, went home for Christmas, went back to school, and then they told their parents that they had gotten married after they were back at school and their tuition had been paid for. So I'm excited to get into scrapping some of those photos. Just none of them have caught my eye yet with the sketch for moving forward. But this one of my mom on the bridge, just her feet are crossed and she's just hanging out. It's kind of one of my favorite photos that I found so far. So here I am just dotting some silver sequins all along, and I'm kind of doing a broadcast, but it's from the upper left corner down to the lower right corner. So it's kind of just a splattering, you know, to bring your eye through the page, and it's kind of going against how the flowers are on there. I hope that makes sense. And I love this pickup tool, by the way. It's one of the best jewel pickers I've ever used. You just sharpen it like you would a pencil, and it has a wax center. And then if you get glue on it, like I had on my fingers earlier, you just kind of wipe it off, and it takes off a thin coating of the wax, and you can use it again. So here's some close-ups of the layout. I apologize, the lighting wasn't the best. I'm a little late getting to this. But check out all the other people that are participating in this hop, and their links in the description under my video, along with the 30 Days of Sketches participants. Here's another video that you may be interested in, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to join this community. Blessings!